Hi there, I'm Camilo Escobar, JURÍDIA's founder, a law academy in artificial intelligence, and today I'm going to explain why artificial intelligence is a product and why it must exist in a legally valid way. So, artificial intelligence is not a human being, and in general, is not a being that has rights and duties. Does not has rights and duties. Why? Because the only one who has rights and duties is the human being. And that's why the human being is the only one who has to comply with what is defined in the law and in general properly is the one who has to enjoy the rights and fulfill the duties tailored to the extent of each legal relationship. That is, to the extent of each environment related with what is defined in the law as a whole. So, artificial intelligence is an object and properly is a product created by the result of the goods and services that involves in each situation, properly in each legal relationship. So artificial intelligence as a product has to exist in a harmonized way with respect to what is defined in the law because must exist in a legally valid way. So human being is the one who has to ensure that. So each human being, or properly each human being that exists in each legal relationship, properly each human being existing in each legal relationship related with artificial intelligence must comply with the law based on the way in which what is defined in the law applies to each human being to ensure that artificial intelligence exists in a legally valid way. So each human being must comply with the law to the extent of the way in which law applies face to each human being in each legal relationship in this topic, in this scene, about artificial intelligence with respect to the way in which artificial intelligence exists in each legal relationship. So each human being has to comply with the law and properly has to enjoy the rights and fulfill the duties faced to artificial intelligence to ensure that that product exists in a legally valid way. So each human being must exist in a legally valid way. When the human being exists in a legally way, when exists complying with the law, tailored to the way in which law applies face to each human being, based on the way in which each legal relationship exists. So, how each human being know how to comply with the law? Basing in the way in which each human being exists, tailored to the way in which each legal relationship exists. That's how each human being can detect and properly apply, can detect and apply the way in which the law, in which what is defined in the law as a whole, applies to each human being, to each human being. So we have to know how what is defined in the law apply to each human being and properly to our being, to our own being, to ourselves, to know how to comply with the law. And if we comply with the law, we create legal validity. We make legal validity. So when we make legal validity, when there exists legal validity, there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties. That's why artificial intelligence must exist in a legally valid way. When there is the legally valid artificial intelligence, when there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties faced to it, tailored to the way in which the respective legal relationship related to it exists. So we must comply with the law, and artificial intelligence is a product that must exist in a legally valid way. So the only way to ensure, and properly the only way to make a legally valid artificial intelligence is ensuring that its creation, its operation, and in general, the attention of its effects exist in a legally valid way. That is, in a way harmonized with what is defined in the law, tailored to the way in which what is defined in the law applies and properly apply interface to artificial intelligence tailored to the way in which the facts and properly in which the whole of the facts exist in the respective legal relationship in which there is an artificial intelligence product. Thanks so much. And I invite you to go to www.jurida.co to know what we do. Bye bye.